So good evening, friends. It's already 8. I hope
Good evening, sir.
I hope you were able to see the map I shared. I'll bring it on screen again.
Yes, sir. That was a Ukraine map.
Yes, very good. And the topic must be clear to you.
Yes, sir. Sir, topic is related to the current news.
Yes, and it is a debatable topic. You can speak against the topic or in support of the topic. The topic says India is right to not support Ukraine because Russia is a good friend. You must be aware.
Yes, sir. Sir, a friend doesn't matter, but in the war of Pakistan and India, only the Russia support us.
Okay. We will all hear you. Wait.
Yeah.
Let me just give some bare facts. So this year in the, I think it started in February. Russia suddenly invaded Ukraine. The background is that the eastern fringe means the extreme side, eastern side of Ukraine
NATO
has some Russian population, Russian speaking population. The rest of Ukraine is all mainly Ukrainian speaking. So Russia has been advancing in that area, which is close to the Black Sea.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. It has already occupied Crimea. It has already occupied Azerbaijan over there, or made Azerbaijan a subsidiary state, although Azerbaijan is independent. Crimea has been occupied, and also Chechnya. Chechnya, Russia fought very hard. It took Chechnya also. Now it has been claiming that the eastern part of Ukraine, which has majority of Russian speaking people, should also be controlled by Russia. Ukrainians are very freedom loving people and they are very courageous community. They have refused to surrender, so it has invaded, and not only invaded, Russia has bombarded several Ukrainian cities. Ukraine doesn't have so many arms. It has been asking for help from USA and NATO, but because Russia has nuclear bombs, NATO, that is led by America, has refused to enter the war directly, but they are giving handguns, missiles, etc., to Ukraine, which is headed by Prime Minister Zelensky. Russia's president is Putin. This is the scenario. Now, India is not involved in the war at all, but UNO and most countries feel that Russia and Ukraine may have a difference, but like a bully, Russia should not start fighting. But India has abstained from voting in UN against Russia. It has neither supported Russia nor voted against, voted for Russia. This is called neutral position. But other countries think that when Russia is behaving like a very horrendous bully, you understand? Somebody who starts beating up and
yes, sir, I know the bully.
Tries to dominate. It happens in schools also, you must be knowing.
Yes, sir. When the younger children are bullied by the senior student. Yes, sir.
Bullied.
Yes,
bullied
sir.
By, it's not just a question of younger or elder. It can be same class, some bad nature, quarrelsome. Bullies are quarrelsome. They pick up quarrels on small issues. They are called quarrelsome. So, or they are very strong. They may not be older, but just because they are strong, they try to bully. So the way out is, instead of fighting, everyone else should unite. But India has refused to join the others, democracies which think that Russian behavior is wrong, because India thinks that Russia has been a friend in our difficult times, so we cannot go against Russia. Now you have to speak on the issue. I'll just share the map again. This is Ukraine's map. On the eastern side, this portion, Russian forces have occupied, and these are cities like Donetsk and Luhansk. They are already having lots of Russian population living there. And Russia has been fighting the army of Ukraine, soldiers of Ukraine, very viciously in this area, this striped area, where very heavy fighting is going on. And this is the blue area where Ukraine soldiers have fought hard and Russians have retreated, gone back. It's called retreated. This is the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv. This is the second biggest city, Kharkiv. And maximum destruction has taken place in these cities, Mykolaiv and Kherson. Lviv was also attacked, but here the Russian soldiers have pulled back and they are all moving in this direction because they want to occupy this area, take it away from Ukraine. Mariupol, lot of people have been killed by Russians. Okay, so now you have understood the situation. You are invited to speak one by one. Who will speak first?
So may I, Khushi?
Yes, please. Most welcome.
So as we namaskar everyone, my name is Khushi and today I will speak and suggest my point on this topic. As in our difficult time when Pakistan was attacking us, many European countries used to take the side of Pakistan, as our America also took the side of Pakistan and start sending their ship to us. But there was only one country who support us was Russia. And like when the ship was coming, only Russia ship was come there and said, if you want to just fight India, then first you have to fight us. That so I guess Russia is half correct, but it should not start the fight first. Like not start with the Ukraine. Start fighting with Ukraine with the weapons and missiles, because many people that uh, don't have any guilt, they also suffering from the war. And all the Russia, and I guess India should take the Russia side, as if as the war also Russia Russia took our side, so we should also took Russia's side for their friendship. And I guess Russia is correct in some ways and some ways incorrect. Some ways it's not good, but as we all know, India's and Russia's friendship, as there was a missile, and Russia told us, every country, that our missile are looking beautiful without their flags, some flags, and he removed all the flags of the country, but there was the one only flag was there was India. And I guess this is the most powerful friendship between our India and Russia. So thank you.
Good. Lovely. Now, you said, I'd just like to one of the phrases used, India should take Russia side. Better usage would be India should stand by Russia. Okay. Okay. Next, who will
Sir,
speak?
can I speak now? Can I speak?
Yes, Gaurav.
Sir, was there any mistake in my my speech?
I told you that instead of saying India should take Russia side, better usage would be India should stand by Russia. Okay. Yes, Gaurav.
Sir, can I start?
Yes, please start.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir, and dear friends. So, my view on today's topic that India cannot help Ukraine because Russia is an old friend. Sir, yes, sir. India is not helping the Ukraine at the war going on between Russia and Ukraine. So, sir, this has a very long reason. So, for understand the reason, we have to go back in the past that since the beginning of Russia's all-out invasion of Ukraine on 24th February, the Indian government and large segment of Indian public have been on Putin's side. For example, we have hashtag I stand with Putin and hashtag I stand with Russia is trending on Indian social media sites. And since the establishment of the diplomatic times following India's independence in 1947, relationships between the Moscow and India are increasing and have been very strong. Furthermore, I would like to explain that India and Russia have a very good friendship. This has many reasons. That one of the reason is that Moscow, which is the capital of Russia, is saw a alliance with India as essential for offsetting America and Chinese dominance in India, and also India enjoyed this and signed a treaty with Russia. And in 1971, India and the Soviet Union signed the Treaty of Peace, Friendship, and Cooperation, and this treaty formalized the relationships between the Russia, the Soviet Union, and the India to increase the friendship that both the countries or continents live unitedly and happily. Furthermore, sir, in 1978, our foreign minister, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who was a member of Bharatiya Janata Party and served as the India's Prime Minister from 1998 to 2004. He said that our country found the only reliable friend in the Soviet Union alone. And sir, he said this because he said this on the Russia, that Russia is the only friend in the Soviet Union which the India has found. So furthermore, sir, as the time passes, the relationship between the Russia and Ukraine gets stronger day by day. The tradings, the money exchanges, values, treaties were more signed day by day, and the relationships are getting better and strong day by day. And also we have also, sir, we have that the relationship between Russia and India is not dependent on the sir UN vetoes and the favorite and the political statements. The relationship is also dependent on the treaties which the India and the Russia signed. So the treaties plays a major role in establishing the relationship between the two countries. And so, sir, at last, I would like to conclude that from past there are the many things that happens between the both the countries which connect them in a very strong way and had a very close relationship with each other. So that's why at present time India doesn't stand with Ukraine to fight against Russia. Yes, the India is not against the Russia nor the Ukraine, but the relationships with the Russia are very stronger, and Russia is an old friend of India. Thank you.
Good, Gaurav. You have done some historical research. You mentioned to the treaty signed between Russia and India under Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and that is one of the reasons India is taking this stand. But you must increase your fluency. You break your sentences a bit, but if you attend regularly and rehearse your speech before, if you will rehearse your speech before coming 8 p.m., you will be able to overcome this limitation also. Okay, next, who will speak? Vaibhav?
Sir, can I speak? Sir, may I speak?
Nishta, wait, let Vaibhav speak first, then you will speak. Yes, Vaibhav.
First, about today's topic, I would say that namaskar
Our
to all.
video should be on.
Yes, sir. Sir, just a second. Sir, am I visible? Sir, am I visible?
Yes, now you are visible.
About today's topic, firstly, I would say that namaskar to all my teachers and my friends. About topic, I would tell that as you all know that the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, and Russia's President Putin, and they have a war in between themselves, and as Ukraine officials warn of a major Russian assault in the east, President Zelensky vowed, we will respond. Australia Chancellor was meeting with President Putin in Moscow, making him the first European leader to do so since the war. And Ukraine braced on Monday for a renewed Russian assault along its eastern front, even as official counted to document and expose. And sir, I think that India has to stand with Russia, because Russia is Indian oldest friend, and in everything Russia is given everything to India, in every problem and in every happiness of India. And because India is the friend of Ukraine, but we should not stand with Ukraine, because Ukraine is not our closest friend that much. Russia is our closest friend, and I thought that Russia is very small when I was kid, and now I realized that how much big is Russia. And lastly, I would say that we have to give the we have to stand with Russia in all problems, as Russia stand with India. In this problem, we have also to stand with Russia, because it's Russia's fault that he started attacking on Ukraine, and it's correct Russia is correct, but it is wrong now, because he has started the attack on Ukraine. So thank you.
Good, Bhavya. You are improving, but consider when we shall try to avoid repeating the same word like big country. We can say massive country. We can say huge country. Okay, then your speech looks better. So always remember the synonyms, and if you have to repeat a word more than 2 times, then try to avoid that. Okay.
Yes, sir. And sir, rest I have said well. Sir, you are muted.
Yeah. There were some mistakes, but you will learn gradually. Okay. Nishta, you can start now.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nisha. Today, I would like to express my point of views on this topic. So, first, I would like to say India is a good friend of Russia. That's true. But by what I found out, there is one more reason why India is not supporting Ukraine. That reason is most of the weapons India have right now or India will have in the future are coming from Russia only. So if they would cross or they would, it's a long term, India will have a long term, India will have to have a long term loss. For example, if the India would stop having the weapons, the most of the weapons are coming from Russia only, and if Russia won't support India anymore, then India's weapon system it would be stopped a little by stop. So if and China is also having a good relationship with Russia, and China can take advantage of that relationship, and in the future it can like it can cause any problems in India. If it wants to attack India, then it can, and India won't have the enough weapons. And if it wants more weapons, then we would have to ask other countries, and it depends on them if they would help us or not. But the Russia, the most of our weapons are coming from there. So if the supply will stop, then we would be short on weapons. So by that, China can take advantage on that. It's just that no hate by that, but yeah, in the future it can happen. And yeah, it was in the it was in a article I read that it can happen in a long term loss and like that. So India, in my point of view, India is not doing anything. It's right, it's neutral, because India is not supporting him. That is because he is wrong. Actually, India also know that he is wrong, and he's not supporting it because it's wrong. And he's not like he's my friend, I should support him. India is he is my friend, I know that, but he's on the wrong side right now. So if I am on the wrong side, then maybe my friends won't be like, Mr. You should do it. They would be like, I won't help you, you can do it yourself, I don't care about that. So you are on the wrong side. India also knows that, and I think India is doing the right thing, being on the neutral side. Thank you.
Okay. Good, Nishta. One suggestion, we shall avoid using the term he for a country. He is
Yes,
a
sir.
pronoun used for another person. Okay?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
You will say it for Russia or just name Russia. Okay? Russia
Okay,
is a friend or it is a friendly country, you will say. Okay?
Sir, may I?
Not he.
Bhavya.
You can start. 1 second. Lovely, you want to say something?
Yes, sir, I want to speak.
Okay, after Bhavya, you will speak. Yes,
Okay.
Bhavya, start.
Namaskar, sir, and my dear friends. I am Bhavya. Today I want to speak on this topic. This topic is nowadays many popular because nowadays there is a war going between Russia and Ukraine. The president of Russia is Vladimir Putin and the president of Ukraine is Zelensky. And I want to tell you that Russia is our old good friend. So I think that we should support Russia because Russia sells crude oil all over the world, and we also buy oil from there only. And in nowadays the America has put on a ban on Russia to he can't sell it the crude oil in the European countries. So it has given the offer to India that he will be giving 25% discount. So it is an advantage of India. And many missiles like we have made together, we have made BrahMos, we have bought S-400 and many other missiles from Russia. In the other side, Ukraine, when we were doing many things, Ukraine was against us. But in nowadays, when he is in a problem, his country is in problem, he is thinking about us, and he is want to take our support for fight towards the Russia. So I think that we should support Russia. And if we will not support Russia, so we should remember the 1971, 1999 and 1965 war. And it is a good example in which when when many big countries like America, China and Canada and UK, when they come against India, then Russia only support us and make our India win the every war which happened between Pakistan and India. So I think we should support Russia in his bad time.
Good, Bhavya. You speak well, very good. But one suggestion is you should not look towards the ceiling when you are speaking. Also, don't look sideways. You must look into your camera. Okay. And second is you said Russia supported India in 99 war. 99 war was Kargil war. Main support to India came from USA, not Russia. Similarly, 1962 war with China, USA supported us. But yes, in 1971 war, Russia's support was very important. Okay, now Lovely, you can start.
Yes, sir. Am I visible?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Today I will speak on the topic. As you all are aware about the current war in Ukraine and Russia, this was started on 24 February 2022. Because of this war, many people are suffering. And as we all know, the relations between Russia and India, Russia has always been a supportive. Russia has always been a supportive hand towards India. Russia also strongly supported India recovering a permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. In addition, Russia has vocally backed India joining the NSG and APES. Moreover, it has also expressed interest in joining SAARC with our status in which India is a founding member. Russia has always supported India in many ways. So when Russia needs India's help today, when Russia needs the support of India, India should help. And here I remember a phrase: "A friend in need is a friend indeed." So when Russia today needs the support of India should help because Russia has always supported India. The country should go ahead and help, and the country should go ahead and help Russia because Russia has always been a supportive hand towards India. Thank you. Sorry, you are on mute.
Sir, you are on mute.
So we cannot hear you.
Yes, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, lovely. You spoke well, but you did not use all your 2 minutes. So you can include. You could have included more points. Especially, most of you are not speaking from the point of view of Ukraine. Whenever you give a speech in a debate or on a topic which has many sides, you should give the argument of the other side also, if you have time. Okay? You should give more time to your own view and the reasons why you hold that view, but also consider the points which could be given by the other side, the opposite view. Okay? So I just showed you the photograph of Mariupol, the city which has been massively destroyed by Russian bombardment. Thousands have died and millions have had to flee their homes. They are living on road, etc. And many old people, many children especially have died because they can't survive easily in the open. It's a very cold place. Yes, Bhavya, you want to say something? You want to say something?
Yes, sir, I want to say something.
Yeah. Yes.
Sir,
What?
I want to say that we can support Ukraine also, but not in a that way. But many Indians go there because to study there, because from there we can learn MBBS and become doctor in a less fees there compared to India. So many children are there. So we should. It is the other way from which we can support that, but we can't support in this one because when we were having our nuclear weapons testing, he was against us in the UN.
Okay. Lovely. Khushi, you also want to say something more?
Yes, I want to say that as the best thing of the friendship is when the friend is in the need, we should help his or him. So nowadays, Ukraine is in the difficulties, and as the old people used to say, दुश्मनों की मदद भी करनी चाहिए. So I guess India also should help Ukraine, as USA didn't help him and said that I will gonna help you, but he didn't. He just refused because of Russia's power. But India should just help Ukraine for his financial help, like he's doing with the Sri Lanka nowadays. Thank you.
Okay, very good point, Khushi. Even Nishta wants to add something. Yes, Nishta?
Yes, so by listening to some of the interviews of people who came from Ukraine, they were saying that they have not been treated good after the war, because people there were like, why are they going out of the country? Why aren't they supporting us? So many of them were beaten there actually. They stated in their interview. So, and as per the friend in need and a friend in need is there. So I know that a friend should support a friend, but if the friend is wrong, we should not support it. If a good friend is there, then he will not support me if I am doing a wrong thing. He would be against me that you should not do it. So if India is a good friend, then he should not support Russia, because a friend is someone who will tell you that you are wrong. And yeah, that's what I wanted to state.
So I want to
Yes,
say against
that's a
Nishta.
very
Can
good
I?
point, Nishta. Very excellent.
So I
Yes.
want to say something. As nowadays Russia is very angry mood, and if we just as Russia help me us our law, Otherwise, India must be a destroyed country after that war with Russia, all Pakistan and USA. So I guess India should support Russia. And the most important thing, and if we don't support Russia, and Russia be like, I helped India so much, but he didn't support, and maybe he also attacked us. But like, it may be very difficult issue because we are helping Sri Lanka, and then we will get financial issue because and our many cities will be destroyed. So I guess we should not take any chances. And as the thing that Nista said, like friendship one, that it's right that friend does not you not used to support his friend in his wrong decision, but India is trying to just chill out Russia and trying to just teach him that nothing you will not get nothing from this war. And I guess India is doing a great work by just relaxing Russia and Ukraine. So thank you.
Okay. Good, Kushi.
To add a point.
You have argued well, but though I don't agree with you, but your points are very good. Weber, you also want to say something?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Carry on.
Sir, as you said that in Ukraine it's very cold. Russia is attacking very much missiles, so it's fire in Ukraine, so they can warm.
No. Missiles don't warm up the country. Missiles destroy all electricity, gas, cylinders, etc. So people even can't cook food, and there is total darkness, and they are on the road because
Namaskar, sir.
So I think everyone has spoken, and it's very good. Today everyone spoke twice.
Sir, I want to add something.
Okay, Bhavya, add.
Sir, I want to tell you that if we will be supporting Ukraine, so when Ukraine will be out of that problem, so after that, when India will be in a bad time, he will be saying that I will be not helping you like the US do with the Ukraine. So we can't believe on it. We can't believe on it that he will be giving us support when we were in a bad time or not. As Khushi Didi said that दुश्मनों की भी मदद करनी चाहिए, but in a way we should not do that, because after that when they will become powerful, they will be trying to defeat us and become our competitor. So I think that we should support it, but not support it in that way. We should cool down Russia so it not make many more missiles and attacks on that.
Very good, Bhavya. War is almost like hell, and we should do everything to prevent a war. That's a very good
We will
point.
not get anything from the war.
Yes. But sometimes a bully cannot be reformed, and we have to see if a particular our country is never wrong. Russia is not wrong, but Russia's president Putin, he is wrong. In fact, many Russians are also against him. So, first point in conclusion, I would like to say is, then you can all respond once. Let me mention the points that are important in my view. First of all, before that, Bhavya, I would like to point out one more improvement for you. Whenever you are speaking to elders, you should never say, I want to tell. You should say, I want to submit. Okay? It's better to say,
Can
I
repeat?
instead of saying, when you're talking to elders or seniors, instead of saying, I want to tell you, you should say, I want to submit before you. Okay. SUBMIT. This is a small point, but now coming to the topic. Yeah, I think the first thing that should be agreed to is that friends should always be helped, but only up to a point. If a friend has become a brutal bully, then we shall not extend our support, not even remain neutral, but join the side which is being tortured. We should always have the guts and the courage to stand with the victim of brutality. Brutality, you understand? Very cruel beating. That is brutality, torture. If there is a victim, we should support the victim. Sometimes we may have to keep neutral if we are very weak. But is India so weak? India is not so weak. Even if Russia doesn't support us, without Russia's support, we have fought China just 2 years back when they came into our borders. So India is not such a weak country that it has to keep mum, even if the big friend is doing something very wrong. Why is Russia doing something very wrong? First of all, it has invaded a country without any reason. Secondly, it is bombarding its civilian population. Civilian population means those who are not soldiers. It is killing children and women also. It is bombarding hospitals, schools. People are out on the road. They don't have any electricity, any food, etc. So many are dying. So that is the limit. Friendship should not be extended up till such a point. Thirdly, so first point was that friendship it should also have a limit. Second point, India is not so weak that it cannot say anything. It has to remain neutral or quiet. India is also a strong country. Third point, Russia has done a massive mistake on two fronts by invading and then bombarding civilian population, families. That is very wrong. Fourth point is that Russia is not wrong, but Russian president is wrong. We don't have anything against Russian people. They are also victims of a mad president they have. So a mad person should be checked. Today it is invading Ukraine. Tomorrow it may invade Poland. Then it may start a third world war. It may even attack India's friends and maybe even India after some time, because Hitler is an example. It pretended friendship with Poland, friendship with Russia, and then attacked Russia. So a mad dictator can do anything. How do we know this person will remain a friend with us? So we shall stand for principles in life. Principles को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? सिद्धांत. जो सही है उसके साथ खड़ा होना चाहिए. कभी कभी जब कोई बहुत ही गलत कर रहा है, छोटी मोटी गलती होती है तो हम फ्रेंड की इग्नोर कर देते हैं. वी रिमेन विद द फ्रेंड और वी कीप क्वाइट. बट इफ द फ्रेंड is becoming a brutal dictator, then we should say we are your friend, but we will not support you in this action. Okay. And lastly, as I said, there is no guarantee that Russia will remain friend with India tomorrow. In fact, USA has also helped us. USA helped us in Kargil war. when Pakistan wanted to use nuclear missile, then Pakistan president was called by US president and he was told that you will have to pay a big price if you do this. Similarly,
Excuse
in
me,
1960,
Tell you something.
sir, you're wrong. You're totally wrong in this matter.
Sir, you are telling
yes,
something
you will
wrong.
all get a chance to speak again. Please keep quiet, keep noting your point, and then you speak in one go. Okay, we will have one more round of your points, but don't interject when someone else is speaking. We should wait for the person to finish. Okay. Now, our Prime Minister is a very nice person and he's a very knowledgeable leader. Here, I will say I'm not sure why he is keeping neutral. So I could be wrong. There is something in some, or I don't have all the information. But from what I know, I think we should not be neutral. Even Britain is a friend of Russia, but Britain Prime Minister has in fact landed in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, amidst bombardment, amidst firing, and he's standing with Ukraine's president. Many people can't fight so well. Ukraine people are very proud people, very bold people. Countries should support them. Otherwise, they could have laid down their arms and allowed Russia to come in, and then Russia would have become a bigger bully. And tomorrow it would have invaded Poland, then it would have invaded Sweden, and it would have become bigger and bigger. And then maybe it would have tried to dominate the world, like Hitler wanted to do this. Same mistake was committed with Hitler. It said, no, I'm friend with others. Let me just take Czechoslovakia. So people allowed Czechoslovakia. Then he took Austria also. Then it took Poland also. And then Hitler became so powerful that world needed 4.5 years to defeat him. He had become so powerful by eating Poland, Czechoslovakia, etc. Better word than eating would be devouring. Devouring means nigal jana. Eating means khana, but devouring means nigal jana. Hitler devoured Czechoslovakia, Poland, Austria, so many countries. Then it was very difficult to defeat. Similar thing had happened with Putin. So such bullies should be checked at the very beginning. Now, since most of you have some difference of opinion, we will have one more round and you can speak one by one. Yes, Khushi, what did you want to say?
So I want to say that you are totally wrong in this statement. As the Russia, as the America president told our honorable prime minister, also president, prime minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and said that अपने साथ अपने लोग हटा लो वरना तुम बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा इंतजाम हो जाएगा. बट आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर सेड दैट कि ऐसा तुम इतना श्योरली कैसे कह सकते हो सुबह तक पाकिस्तान नहीं दिखेगा इन द कारगिल वॉर. सो आई वांट टू जस्ट से दैट इट वाज नॉट द ही डिडंट टेक आवर साइड in this matter. He took the side of Pakistan. So I guess it's wrong.
Sir, can I point out a mistake?
Sorry. Khushi,
Sir,
first of all, you should never, wait, Parvin. You should never say something like you are totally wrong, especially to an elder person, but even to a friend. You should never use words like you are totally wrong. Even if you are sure. First of all, I don't think you are right, but I could also be wrong. What you could have said is, sir, I differ from you on one fact, and according to my knowledge, then you could add what you
Sorry,
saying.
sir, can you please repeat? I was not able to hear you. What do we have to say like?
I'm requesting you to not use words like you are totally wrong. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You instead, what will you say? Even to a younger person, especially to elders, you should never say this. But even to a younger person, you should be more polite and you should say, uh, in my information, uh, your statement about US president was perhaps incorrect, and my view is dash dash dash, whatever you want to say. Okay. And secondly, uh, I will also speak similarly. Maybe you are right, but my information is that President Clinton was US president at that time, and his satellites got the information that Pervez Musharraf, who was the commander-in-chief of Pakistan Army, he had started mobilizing the hidden Pakistani missiles for bombing India with nuclear bombs. Since US president got to know, he immediately called, Nawaz Sharif was the president of Pakistan at that time, and he called Nawaz Sharif to USA and personally spoke to him that if your country does this, we will be siding with India and you will have to suffer. So what happened was that we had to take Kargil heights by soldiers which had come in, but Pakistan army did not use nuclear missiles. Pakistan army in fact did not even attack on any other post. But yes, these are matters to be confirmed. These days, with the help of Google, we can confirm this. You also check and I will also check. Okay?
Sir, may I point
Yes.
out?
Yes, perfect.
Sir, she said that Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So we have to give respect to him. We have to say that our late Prime Minister Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. She just spoke his name like he's her brother or a relative of her.
Sir, I said honorable. I said honorable Atal Bihari Vajpayee, our Prime
Okay.
Minister.
Okay. So that's maybe we did not hear properly. But whenever we speak about any senior person who has held a high position, we should always be very respectful.
Sir,
Yes,
may I?
Yes, Bhavya.
Sir, till what I have read in the history is that in 1999 war, America president call our India prime minister and tell that please take your army backward and please give Kargil to Pakistan. If you will be not giving that, Pakistan will be launching nuclear missiles on your country. After that, our honorable prime minister say that भारत जो है वो शांति चाहता है, लेकिन अगर कोई उससे लड़ना चाहता है तो भारत शांति के लिए भी अशांति फैला सकता है. So in the next day, you will be not seeing any country existing from the name Pakistan.
Bhavya, where did you get this information? We can't hear you, Bhavya.
Sir, I am saying that I have heard it from a video.
From a?
Video.
What video? What is the source? Maybe you are right, but there are all kinds of videos and all kinds of people saying all kinds of things. Especially in a war, there is a lot of false propaganda. Okay,
Yeah.
Especially in a war, there is a lot of false propaganda. My information is different, but maybe you are correct. But you must be able to cite the source. The information that I am giving is from BBC. Okay, that's a reliable source. So let us check this again, and next time we will talk about this if you have found some proper source.
Sir, I have seen
Okay.
that video from YouTube, Google.
Because YouTube has millions of videos. There are many false videos also. No? If it is from, say, a major reliable source like New York Times, like even Doordarshan will be okay. They will not say anything false. Okay, then it is reliable. So
Sir,
let's keep postpone this. Maybe you are right. I'll also check up, and you also check up. Nishta, you want to say something?
sir, I have a doubt.
Okay.
Sir, sir, when British ruled us, then Russia was standing with India.
Standing with
With India, when British ruled India, then Russia was standing with India or not?
no, not at all. Russia was fighting Britain for some time, but Russia was also with Britain during the Second World War. Also in the First World War, they were with Britain. For some
Yes.
time, they
Sir,
were
at
fighting.
that time there was no Russia. There was a country made by Russia and Ukraine, and I think there were there were
Russia was very much there. In 1917, there was Lenin's revolution. Then it changed its name to Soviet Union. But
it
Russia
was
was there.
USSR.
From that, Soviet Union broke up in 1991, and
Yes,
then again Russia has emerged. It is the same country.
Okay, sir.
And Russia, in fact, I can inform you, Russia was trying to create similar revolution and chaos in India by supporting the Communist Party against our first Prime Minister Nehru.
Yes, sir.
Russia was ruled it was called Soviet Union. It was ruled by Stalin, and Stalin wanted to create communist rule in India and was sending support for Naxalites who are trying to create chaos in India.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now Nishta, you wanted to say something?
Yes, so I wanted to state that the grandpa of Zelensky fought against, it's a fact that grandpa of Zelensky fought against Hitler, fought against Hitler with the America and the Allied forces, and now Putin, like no one have ever dreamt that Putin will, I mean not the Putin, I mean the Zelensky will ever be like feel the way his grandpa may have felt, because at that time war was common, but right now it wasn't. So now the war is coming again to the door of Zelensky, and yeah, and I wanted to state that is, so the if Putin will win over Ukraine, if Russia will win over Ukraine, then in the heart of the Russian, in the heart of the Ukraine people, Russia will always be a like they have came into our company with into our country with force, and they won't have that thing in their heart that it's our country. They would be like, they won't have that attracted to their country, and they won't do the work sincerely, and like that have been done when you love your country, and like there won't be any time that there will be a place of Russia in the hearts of the people of Ukraine, because Ukraine people are suffering so much.
Okay, very good. I'm very happy that all of you have a lot of knowledge of current affairs, and you have also started speaking very well. So I would just like to now, in the end, see who can recount or the 5 points I mentioned in my conclusion. Those are general points, whether you agree with them or not. But what are the 5 general points in such a topic that we should consider before giving our view? What are the 5 points I gave? Who can answer? Please start.
sorry, sir. What? Can you please repeat?
What
Yes.
are the 5 points I mentioned in my remarks in the end that should be considered while taking a... Yes, Kushi.
Sir, you said that friendship should be limited. And Russia is not wrong. Russia president is wrong. And the last third point is Russia should not should not attack with bombs to the Ukraine countries. And I guess and you said that Ukraine people are kind, and because of the bombarding, the electricity and household system has messed up, and there are no cylinders to make food.
Okay. Your last point was actually just an example of your first point. The first point is most important, that we should support friends, but up to a point. If there is a friend commits a very brutal and unjust act, then we should not support that. And second point was, of which you gave the details, that Russia has committed a grave mistake. Not only it has invaded another country, but it has bombarded brutally, atrociously. कोई बहुत बेदर्दी से कोई काम करता है उसको बोलते हैं atrociously. The civilian population of Ukraine. No just person should support this, even when the friend is doing it. Third point was, you also mentioned that when we are criticizing or going against Putin, it is not going against the country as such. But there were 2 more points. Who will recall what 2 more points I mentioned? Yes, Nishta, you want to add?
Sir, I just want to conclude that you
Lovely, yes. Sorry, Lovely.
in which, yes, sir, I just knew that third point. I just want to conclude that the picture you showed, that has been destroyed by Russia. That has been destroyed by Russia because of bombarding which they are doing on.
Lovely, we can't hear you properly. Anyone else would like to complete?
I was talking about the picture that you showed.
Yes. That shows the brutality of the war, which Putin himself has started all by himself. Ukraine did not provoke it. But even if Ukraine had provoked, Ukraine is not bombarding Russian cities. Russia is bombarding, so Russia is more in the wrong. कोई ज्यादा गलती करता है उसको क्या बोलते हैं? More in the wrong. 2 more points I had mentioned. Can anyone complete? Okay, I'll complete. I also added
Sorry, sir,
that.
can you please repeat? I was not able to hear you.
So I'm asking, I had mentioned 2 more points. Khushi has already mentioned 3 points. What are the other 2 points? See, I had mentioned that sometimes if you are very weak, then you cannot speak against a strong friend, because you can be destroying or harming your own country and own people. Then it is understandable. But India is not such a weak country. We can fight for our borders, etc. So we shall not be so weak to stand by a wrong dictator like Putin. And 5th point I mentioned was that we shall not assume that Putin will remain a friend of India. I gave the example of Hitler. Hitler devoured those very countries whose he said that you don't speak, I am your friend, let me annex means mila lena, annex smaller countries, I will not harm you. But he harmed those bigger countries also later on. So a bad person is never a good friend. Yes, a weak country has to keep quiet, but India is not such a weak country. So these are the reasons why I would say that we should support Ukraine, who is fighting, which is fighting, sorry, very, very courageously.
So I want to say something.
Yes.
So I am totally with this point. Like Ukraine president is also fighting with their normal soldier, and Ukraine people are also fighting for their justice. As they are not a soldier or army person, but they are fighting for their rights. So I guess this is right. And the president, such as Afghanistan president, Ukraine president is not like Afghanistan president who ran away from his seat while the country was in difficult time. Taliban's one, and he is also fighting with the and supporting his country.
Yes, very good. So we will end this discussion now, and next time we have had some difference on what exactly happened during the Kargil War of 1999 and what was the role of USA. So we will talk about this